Welcome back to the channel. All right, I am pumped up. I am very pumped up. I've been on vacation. My first video back. It is of my newest rank 3, MCoC Chavez, soloing Summer of Pain Ghost. This fight takes a little bit, so let's go ahead and just start it, and I will do a little bit of talking. For me, it'll be a little bit of talking about MCoC, why this is not her wheelhouse. This is not where she is supposed to shine, but why there's an important piece to her kit that actually is very, very helpful in this fight. Allows, I think, for a relatively safe solo here. It took me a few times, a few attempts, more than a handful, let's say. But once I got it down, kind of understood how to get this fight down with her, it wasn't too bad. And I will give some kind of tips on her in general. If you guys want to see a more deep dive on her, let me know. But I have a feeling if you stop by my channel for streams frequently, or just me even doing stuff, you're gonna see a lot of MCoC Chavez, just because she's one of my favorite champions or characters out there in the Marvel world, and I'm elated that she is in our game. All right, so here's why this is a really tricky fight for her, is because she ideally wants to be able to stun. It's not only important to her because using her heavies is incredibly important, which is why you see me heavy retaliating ghosts so frequently, but also she has that passive stun off of a combo similar to Wasp. Now, why are those so important? They're important because that is how you trigger her parallel dimensions, what you see in the upper left-hand corner. That increases her damage significantly and gives her a variety of utility based on the buffs the opponent, the defender, has. The one that comes in extremely handy here, and this is why she still worked, I think, very well, is it's called the negative zone. It's the purple one in the upper left-hand corner. It's the purple passive looking one, right? That is what happens when you just let a heavy run its full duration. I was hoping I'd do it there, but I didn't. But when I let a heavy run a full duration, it's 3 very distinct hits. So when all 3 hits land, I will trigger that negative zone. It will become active. Let's see if we do it here. Yeah, there we go. So it had a couple benefits. The one, because it was the SP2, it made the SP2 unblockable. She also has a heal off of that, and the one that does, in my experience, minimal plus damage. So I think you either want to go unblockable or get the heal, which can be nice based on the amount of damage done. And you want to trigger that that negative zone. And here's why. I've been talking over why. It is important because it reduces the opponent's ability power gain rate by 60%. We may have already passed it, but you'll see this more than once in this fight. I'm going to have multiple negative zones active, right? And that is going to stack. It actually stacks. You will see parts in time where Ghost, that spike that she's getting, will actually reverse her power gain. Now, that's amazing. I think that's a huge piece of utility for MCoC Chavez in general. It was very helpful in this fight because I very rarely had to worry about sending Ghost red. It could be a problem though, especially if, for those of you who watch this all the way through, you'll see there's a point in time in the fight where I stopped caring about maximizing damage. I saw that I had the heavy, or the fight in hand, the solo in hand. I was gonna be able to get it. I mean, this fight's 100% 73 right now. Clearly, MCoC can handle it. But the fight will start to take a little bit longer because I will purely focus on making sure I just get Ghost over the SP1, baiting that, and then doing damage if and when I could, right? So there we go. So that's how that works out. And then really quickly, here's why I would like, if I can, to have all 3 of those parallel dimensions up. One is because that special one, for each unique parallel dimension, create a passive power gain effect, generating 40% of a bar of power over 1.5 seconds. So if you have all 3 of them up, that's 120% of a bar of power. So getting that SP1 helps you get to your SP2 pretty quickly. Plus her signature ability, it does a lot of things, or it does a couple of things, but the relevant part here is that it increases the dimensional energy infusion potency either by anywhere from 12 to 50%. My MCoC, I think, is SIG 140, which is about 40% in potency, I believe. And that dimensional energy infusion, you can get 9 stacks of this, but for each unique parallel dimension she has, which you can have 3, plus each buff on the opponent. This is a max stack of 9, so that you can include 6 buffs from the opponent. You get a plus 753 attack rating for each one. So this stacks really nicely. That's why when I have all 3 of them up, I am hitting harder. And so I wanted to keep an eye on trying to have all 3 of them up while also making sure I continuously had Ghost over a bar of power, either through my special or through a combo. And then if and when, and this is why you saw the SP3 once, I think I did it between 1 and 3 times from what I recall. the SP3 will actually trigger all 3 of the unique parallel dimensions, which again increases her damage and will get what is very important for this fight, that negative zone going, which will decrease the power gain by 60%. Thank you so much for watching. I am really pumped up that I was able to get this out. My intention, of course, is to have as much fun with her as possible, which means there will be videos, and she'll be highlighted in streams as much as I possibly can. If you have any questions about her, ask me. I'd love to talk about her. She is a good champion. She's good. She's not a great champion. She's a good champion, and I'm having an absolute blast. And I think we've reached the point where I was pretty clear that I knew I could get the solo. I'd made a few mistakes, and that's why we got down to 32%. But I knew I wanted to get this solo and get this video out and just have a great time with it. Pumped up to be back. Can't wait to interact with you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.